Hi guys, this is Pawan. I'm a registered nurse working in one of the hospitals in Sydney, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can select the best university to study nursing in Australia. And in the end, I'm also going to share the university I went to and whether or not I recommend it. So let's find out. Nursing is a very popular course, and there are many universities across Australia providing these courses to both international and domestic students. Now in this video, I'm not going to pinpoint at all this university is great and that's bad, but instead I'm going to give you some realistic pointers that you need to look for when you're doing your research to find that best university for you. So the first one is location. Surely the big cities like Sydney and Melbourne are very eye-catching to international students for obvious reasons, but make sure you weigh the pros and cons of studying there. So let's compare. If you choose to study in the cities, for example, there are definitely more job opportunities. I'm not talking about the jobs you will be working in after you graduate. I'm talking about the jobs you will be working in as students. So there's definitely more jobs here in the big cities. And secondly, the lifestyle. There's definitely more to explore and more to do here in the big cities. On the other hand, if you choose to study in the regional area, you'll definitely be saving a lot of money because it's cheaper to live and study over there. And secondly, you will definitely be getting 5 extra points towards your permanent residency application when you apply for it. And thirdly, a laid-back lifestyle. So for those of you who don't enjoy the busyness of cities, you might want to live over there. And once you've made up your mind whether it's going to be a regional area or the city, one thing you also need to consider in terms of location is whether or not they have any student accommodation available on site, because that will save you a lot of time and money in the long run. And if it's not available, how good are the transportation links over there? And if you have any friends or family staying here in Australia, you might want to consider living with them for at least the first few months when you first arrive. The next one is selection criteria. Now, while you're exploring different universities online, make sure you pay close attention to what the selection criteria says and see which one suits you the best. Eligibility criteria for international students can vary from university to university. For example, some universities will ask you to have a background in mathematics in your senior secondary, and others won't. I get this question a lot, whether or not you need maths in your background to be able to enroll in nursing in Australia. It's not mandatory, I would say, because the university I went to, for example, didn't ask for mathematics background, so it was not an issue for me. So yes, pay close attention to what they're asking in that eligibility criteria. Another example would be the IELTS score. Some universities will ask you to get that perfect score of 7 each in IELTS in one sitting, whereas other universities will allow you to get the same score, let's say, in 2 sittings. So make sure you have a proper look at what the eligibility criteria says for that particular university. The second example I would say is if you're from India, because I'm from India so I can relate, some universities will ask you to get an average grade of at least 65% in the best 4 subjects in your senior secondary, whereas others will ask you to get an average of at least 70% in the best 4 subjects in your senior secondary. So see which one suits the best for you. All in all, I just want to say that go through the list of universities and see which eligibility criteria works the best for you, and then make a shorter list of those universities. I have dropped a list of universities in the description box below, so you can check them out in the end of the video. The next one is the cost. The cost of studying nursing in Australia can vary from university to university and city to city. It mainly depends on 2 factors. Firstly, which course you're going for. If you're going for the Diploma of Nursing, it's only a 1.5-year course, and the fee varies from, let's say, roughly about $8,000 per semester. Whereas if you're going for Bachelor of Nursing, which is a whole 3-year full-time degree, the cost is about $13,000 per semester. Relatively more expensive, obviously. The next factor would be the location. If the university you're going for is closer to the regional area or is in regional area, I would presume the cost of studying over there would be less expensive as compared to any other university which is either in the city or close to the city. After you've gone through the eligibility criteria of different unis and you've got a shorter list of all these unis that you fulfill the criteria for, it's time for you to write down the costs and compare it between those universities. You will be surprised to notice the difference. And this way you can narrow down your list even more. Another thing is keep an eye out for scholarships, and if they have not listed any scholarships or anything about scholarships for international students on their website, feel free to give them a call or write them an email and ask about scholarships, and also asking them how you can apply. The next one is research extensively. Now, while you're doing your research to find that best university for you to study nursing in Australia, don't just rely on the internet. If you've got any family or friends of friends who've studied in Australia in the past, it's always worth talking to them about their experience and see what advice they can offer you in choosing a place to study. Now, coming to the very last question, where did I study nursing and whether or not I recommend it? Well, by the time I decided to do nursing, all the applications to most of the unis in Australia were closed. So I was recommended this rather small university called Avondale. Avondale was the only uni that was open for applications for international students. So because I didn't want to wait any longer, so I just went ahead and applied for it. And I got my letter of offer fairly quickly. Avondale has two campuses. One is in Corranbong, which is in regional New South Wales. That's the main campus. And one is in Sydney, where I completed my whole degree. Now, why I loved Avondale so much? The uni was great from every aspect. Be it the facilities or the faculty members, they were so approachable and friendly. And there was extra support for international students. I just loved it. Secondly, it was cheaper than the big universities like UTS and UWS in Sydney. So that was definitely a plus point. And thirdly, there's student accommodation available on both campuses. So you literally live 2 doors away from the university and you don't have to spend any money on traveling to and from the university, which is great. Another thing I really liked about Avondale was because it's a small university, it provides a very cozy environment for international students. You're not lost in the big crowd and everyone sort of knows you, and I sort of felt very homely over there. Now, coming from an immigration point of view, if you choose to study with Avondale, the main campus of Avondale is actually located in regional New South Wales in Corranbong. So if you choose to study over there, you will be getting 5 extra points towards your permanent residency application. So I just want to sum up by saying that most universities providing nursing courses in Australia are great. You just have to see which one suits the best one for you. And don't fall into the trap of thinking, the big flashy universities are better. Small emerging universities can be better as well because A, they are cheaper, and B, they have better student-staff ratios. So I hope the points I've laid down will give some sort of direction to your research. If you are a current or a potential international student who's planning to come to Australia, you might want to check out this video, which is 10 tips for international students in Australia. So guys, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up because that gives me motivation to create more videos like these. And if you still haven't subscribed, please do so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.